Hi, I'm Dr. Naylene Lai.
And I'm Dr. Julie Kardos, and we are here with baby Emma, and we are going to show you how to burp a baby.
So people always ask me, how do I burp my baby, especially when they're newborns. Now, Emma is about, are you 2.5 months old? So her head control is pretty good, but you can see she's still a little floppy, so it always scares people when they have to think about burping their kid. So Dr. Kardos will go first.
Okay, so I always liked keeping my baby on my lap. I found that I had much more control. So, you know, I kind of do the back rub. There are people who like the back thump. I kind of like the slow rub. And when they're really young and you have to control their head, you can always put your one hand sort of around their jaw. You're not going to block off their breathing. But so if her head was more slumpy, like a newborn, it would just be supporting her head this way. And you could either do the slow rub or you could do the pat.
And notice how she's trying to look at you.
Yeah, I know.
So notice how where Dr. Kardos, I think
so my hand was right around where her jawbone is.
So if you look here, it's right here. You're not trying to choke
her neck,
the baby. Okay, yeah. It's right here, kind of under your right under your ears there. Okay, she actually has pretty good head control because she is so old now. She is 2.5 months old. But see, they love it. They love this position.
So Naylene does the pat. I tended to do the slow rub. Either way will elicit a burp. How else did you like to burp a baby?
See, I like also the over the shoulder, but I have my stethoscope in the way, so maybe you should demonstrate.
So then we have the over the shoulder. So you could, I would advise a burp cloth. Hopefully I don't get spit up on. But you could do, and then her belly's against my body, and she's holding her own head up. Newborn might be again a little more floppy, but you can do the pat or just the slow rub, and that can usually elicit a burp. I know you're probably actually hungry. You're teething a little bit, right? You have go ahead.
Now another position, people always say, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do if I can't get a burp? A couple of things you can do. You can always lay the baby on their belly.
So this was my favorite because I had twins. I couldn't burp two at once. So one would go down and I'd finish feeding the other one. And just on her belly, she will, even a newborn, will lift their head up or turn to the side. And patting or not even touching the baby, they will still burp this way.
Somebody's hungry.
So we did reverse order. We did burping and then we'll feed you.
I know.
I guess we could feed her and talk about.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Let's do that. Let's give you your snack. All right. Is this what you were looking for? Okay.
So this is her bottle of breast milk.
And I can even take this opportunity to show with bottle feeding, you don't want the head to be too smushed. You want her neck to be extended so she can swallow, right? Yeah.
She is clearly hungry. So a lot of people, what they like to do is they like to take the bottle out now to give the burp. But actually, you don't want to do that. Can you imagine if you were trying to drink something or eat something and people keep taking the bottle from you? You'd actually probably cry and get a lot of extra air into your belly.
So it's better, usually when the baby feels uncomfortable and the baby knows she has an air bubble, she will slow down her eating. And so that's a natural time. If you feel like she's either kind of pulling off or just slowing down a lot, that's when you can check and see if she needs a burp.
But in general, just let her feed till she's done feeding.
Yeah.
That's the natural time frame. That way we, as adults, aren't giving her extra milk just because we feel that the extra milk should not be wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this is Emma's mommy's breast milk in the bottle, but if Emma was actually nursing on mommy right now, what she would be doing is she'd be nursing one side. A lot of people like to burp in between two sides.
Mm-hmm.
Some babies, though, it's just hard to burp in between. Are you looking over there?
She's smiling at the camera.
You are a star.
Yeah. See, so if she starts to squirm or get uncomfortable, I'll give her a break. But it seems like she's still hungry.
She's just curious what we're doing. Another question that we always get is, how long do you burp your baby? Do you burp them until they're 1 year old? Do you burp them till they're
Right, how old?
2? You know, when do you stop? And in general, it's just like you. When you're developmentally able to move around a little bit, you'll elicit your own burp. Usually around 6 months, the kids don't need to be burped as much. That doesn't mean that some babies need that little extra help.
Yeah. What other burping? There are other, if the baby doesn't burp, it's okay. So some people worry that, well, what happens if I can't get a burp at all, no matter what I do? Well, if your baby's not fussing, she just might not have a burp, and that's okay too.
And just like you could try the belly sometimes to burp, sometimes if you can't get a burp, you've tried, you put them on their back, wait a couple minutes, get them upright again, and that's just enough to move that gas bubble so that they burp. Another thing people dislike watching, and I have to admit it's a little disconcerting, is that after a burp, the burp brings up a lot of gas, but it also tends to bring up a lot of the liquid that went in. Sometimes it spews out through the nose, it spews out through the mouth, but as long as the baby's still gaining enough weight, it's absolutely fine. It's expected that babies do spit up.
Yeah. And we know they just probably are spitting up extra, right? Maybe their eyes are bigger than their stomach sometimes, so they just spit up what they don't need. If your baby's growing well and gaining weight appropriately, oh, now you're fussing, so maybe you need a pause. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, a little cough. Need a little pause. Yeah. All right. Ah, there you go. Okay. So you can kind of read the baby's cues and do what you think she needs. There you go.
Did everybody hear that? Good
That was the
job.
burp. There we go. Thank you.
That was our demonstration. Thanks, Emma. From Two Peds in a Pod on how to burp.